I'm going to show you a few things about changing the background, but I wanted to show you specifically to touch a button and it is done for you. Sky Replace, which is brand new, and Select Subject. Now the first thing I always do is go in, and can you see in that thumbnail there's a little square in the bottom right hand corner? That means it's a smart object. So I go Layer, Raster Size, Smart Object, and that's now a raster sized image. And I'm just tweaking this image. I'm going in with the spot healing tool. So any little blemishes or any little specks of dust on things, it's just one little dab and it is gone, which is fantastic. And you can only do that if you've raster sized the image, because you're playing around with the pixels. Now, I want more background than I've got in this picture. So there is a really handy tool. I'm showing you loads of things here, so don't worry about it. It's just showing you what's available. So there is a feature in Photoshop where you can stretch the picture, and it will make it look like anything important is not stretched. I'm not going to go into detail about that. It doesn't. Sometimes it's fantastic. Sometimes it doesn't work quite so well. So I have got a new layer, putting it at the bottom there, and I need to fill in that background bit of colour. So this is faffing about a bit because it wasn't quite the right composition. So I've put a layer behind that photograph, I've given it a similar colour, and now I'm going to go in with the clone stamp tool. And that's like a brush, that's a bit of painting. I'm going to sample the colour, I'm pressing all, sampling the colour, and then I've got a nice big soft round brush, and I'm just going to paint. So it's a bit of painting really, but you're copying the pixels. You won't need to do this, it's just because I wanted a bit more sky in that image. I do like to show you the whole process, because I think a lot of people just show you one little thing, make it look so easy, and there are often other processes involved. So that is the clone stamp tool, and that is a skill in itself. So now we're going to go to Edit. We want to do Sky Replace, and it's greyed out. So this is another good bit of problem solving. This is because it's in CMYK. You go to Image to change that. You go to Image Mode. There they are, and you change it to RGB. Now a lot of the adjustment layers also, if you're in CMYK, they greyed out and they don't work. So I just put everything in mode RGB now. If it needs to go to print, you can convert it to CMYK after. But this is the sky replacement box. It's brand new. Look at that. You just choose a sky and it just does it for you. It's really amazing. This is the AI in Photoshop. This is the artificial intelligence, which you don't get this sort of thing anywhere else. So you can choose a sky, but you can also choose one of your own. So you can choose to upload a sky into there. So I'm just using the default one for now. Look at that, it's doing quite complicated masked stuff for you, advanced stuff, at a click of a button. So I'm going to do it again. Edit, Sky Replace, get the box up. You choose the sky from that little window. You can change with all things in Photoshop, you get all these levers. You just play around with them and see what happens. You don't need to know every single little lever in Photoshop. You just have a go, explore it, and then you go, oh, it does that. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you. Easy, click a button, replace the background sky. The second thing I want to show you is select a subject. Now, this picture is a good picture to use because it's got a really clearly defined subject. So I shouldn't run into any problems. If there are issues, then it might not be a good photo to do it on. But you can see on the long toolbar on the left, I'm on the fourth icon down, which is a selection tool. So there's the top move tool. Fourth one down is the selection tools. You have to be on that tool. And at the very top, it says select subject. You click on that button. That's it, it's done it for you. So you don't have to go around and select it all. And again, there's not too much flyaway hair or anything, so it's a good image to use that tool for. I've put that image on a layer above by just, when that's, you've got the marching ants active, making a selection, and then you just press Control J on the keyboard and it lifts that selection out of your picture and puts it on a layer on top. And here are adjustment layers. So I think I'm going to go in and do that again for you. RGB. We've done the sky replacement. RGB, or on sky replacement, or chosen sky. I'm just going to say OK, change the sky. So I'm just repeating now. So now we're going to do the select a subject, and we're going to be on the fourth icon down on the toolbar on the left, and then the select subject button comes up at the top. You press that, you get the marching ants, and then you go Control J on the keyboard, Command J if you have a Mac. So this just lifts the person above, and now I've gone to an adjustment layer, which is at the bottom of the layers palette. It is that round circle, it's half black, half white, and you press that, and the first option on there is solid colour, and you choose the colour, and it just fills the whole layer, and then you drag it to the layer below. Kind of assuming you're familiar with the adjustment layers. Just showing you loads of things now you can do with the background. So this is a background I have made. So I am going to fill this. This is a liquify tool I'm going to show you. I am going to fill this layer with a colour. I am going to get a new layer and paint another colour on top. So I'm just eyedropper selecting that colour again. Kind of thinking like Refresher Sweeties with these colours, like rhubarb and custard. So I have painted some colours on top, and then I've gone to Filter, Liquify, and you can just have a lot of fun in this Liquify box here. There are tools down the left hand side. I've used the fourth one down, so it's got swirly icon, and I've kept the cursor really in the middle so it all swirls around that central point. And then you've got a few finger pushy things at the top on the left hand side. You can nudge pixels around. So that the filter, go to filter at the top and press liquify, and this is just a box you can play with. This is happy times in Photoshop. Do something fun and quirky. There we go. So now I can put my person on top of there, and it's just a fun background, and I haven't had to kind of think about that or slave over the design or draw shapes. I've just splodged some colour on and used the filter liquify, and it's a nice thing to do. And I always recommend that you go into Photoshop and you just pick one thing and you play with it. And that's how you get more familiar with using the tools. It really is about playing with it. So I know we all often have go, oh, I need to do this task for this specific thing, but if you just put a little bit of time aside and go, I'm just going to play with this is what gets you using Photoshop more fluidly. It's just playtime. So that is it. I've shown you how to replace a sky in one click, shown you how to select a subject in one click, and we've played around with some backgrounds.